I'm Bob Berry. Some of you might know my work in the music industry and as a jazz photographer here in LA. And I'm here today to talk to you about two things. First, this guitar. And the second thing is my brand new book called Guitar Night. First things first. This is a Martin D18S, which I purchased in 1968. And I'll tell you exactly how it happened. I was walking down the street, 48th Street in Manhattan, just a little east of 7th Avenue is Terminal Music. The whole street used to be riddled with guitar stores and music stores. And I saw in the window this guitar all by itself. And it was love at first sight. Anybody who's had a GAS, a guitar acquisition syndrome, that's something I learned from Ted Green, will understand what I was going through. And I had to figure out how to raise the lofty sum of $258 to buy this guitar, which I managed to do, and I was always very pleased for that. It's been with me for over 50 years now, and it's pretty much, I haven't made any modifications except one. The screws that they had put on there, the tuning screws, were kind of a brass, slightly Spanish-looking, aesthetically not unpleasing, but really poor quality screws. And these are Grovers that I put on, and I know when you change something, it demeans the value, but it's been with me 50 years and it ain't going anywhere until I do. And I'll let people worry about that then. Anyhow, that's my guitar, and I call him Marty, and he is a dear friend. Second thing I want to talk to you about is my new book called Guitar Night. This is it right here. And it's a pictorial history of John Pisano's Guitar Night, going back 20 years. It contains 127 guest guitarists, about 35 people who sat in for a tune or two, and of course a whole lot of sidemen, and it's a whole plethora of guitarists, musicians, sidemen, and the people who were supporting it. Anyhow, let me show you the book. It comes in a sleeve, box sleeve, and the book itself and the box were made by a publisher, a boutique publisher named Carlos Benitez here in Los Angeles, and it's made to my modifications. It's exactly the way I wanted it to be. And as you can see, it's a 10 by 10 inch book that contains all the information about Guitar Night, where it started, how many venues it's been in, and it goes on and on. Each and every one of these books has a vellum in it, which I will sign and number. And this is a limited edition of 250 books. And as you can see, it contains photographs of all these wonderful guitars, starting off with the great George Van Epps. Magnificent man, magnificent guitarist. I had the honor of photographing him twice. And as you can see, one guitarist after another, and these are not so much bios, the text that you see on the pages. These are more or less anecdotal looks at these people. And I wanted you to get a feeling for who they are as people, as well as being musicians. Anyhow, the book is available, and all sorts of different things in the book. It covers not just the guitar nights, but all the events that John Pisano has created for the Guitar Night, which included many nights that honored people. We honored Herb Ellis, Mundell Lowe. We honored just so many. When Alveola passed, we did a wonderful get-together for him. And one of my favorite evenings is, as many of you know, John Pisano worked with Joe Pass for 10 years. They were a partnership. And when Joe passed on, his widow gave John his ES-175, his Gibson, the one he played last, to him to hold on to. And John brings it in maybe once a year or once every 2 years and has a Joe Pass night where all the guitar players come in, and there could be like 30, 40 guitar players who come in and sit there and play Joe Pass's guitar. It is great. Everybody enjoyed it. Anyhow, all these things are in here in this book. And I'd like you to have this book. Like I said, there was a limited edition of 250. I've already sold 150. I have 100 left. And I hope that you will consider buying a book for yourself. It's really special. I'm very proud of it. So that's pretty much it. I think probably my contact material will be in the magazine, Vintage Guitar. Thank you, Vintage Guitar, for your focus on me and the book. Anyhow, that's pretty much it. I just hope that you all, from this book, get to know these wonderful, wonderful musicians and people as well as I am.